How to unclog a kitchen sink, guaranteed. That's what we're gonna talk about in this video. We're gonna talk about it right now. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you how to fix your plumbing fast and free. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. How to unclog a kitchen sink, guaranteed. Guys, kitchen sinks clog up. It's part of what happens. Now, in a minute, we're gonna move back here to the studio, but what we're gonna talk about is, number one, how to keep from making a mess. Number two, where the clog might be and what you can do to unstop it. Now, having a clogged kitchen sink is horrible. And a lot of times we'll get these calls on the holidays. You've got a lot of people over, a lot of people cooking, a lot of people throwing stuff down the drain they shouldn't be throwing down the drain.
Are you sure about that?
So having a stopped up kitchen sink is not a good thing. And if you've got a clogged sink and you've got people over there eating and dishes need to be done, that is not something you want to do. And one thing to remember, when that dishwasher runs, it normally drains over into the garbage disposal. And if your stoppage is behind that, that can make your kitchen sink fill up and overflow too. So follow us now over here. So guys, if your sink is full, first thing I'm gonna tell you is you may wanna get a wet vac or even a pot, anything you can do to scoop out as much water as you can. Now, don't scoop it out on one side and pour it in the other unless you've only got one side that's clogged up. Now, this is the typical piping for a dual kitchen sink. So if you've got a dual sink with both sides, they're normally piped something similar to this. Now this one has a disposal. And the reason that I pipe them this way, this may have food particles, so I want this to go straight down. I don't want it to have to go horizontal because I want to make sure that I don't give those particles a place to set and build up. So when I pipe one, this is the way I pipe it. Now, first of all, like I said, get as much water out as you can. And then you're gonna wanna get a bucket. And the reason being is, if these are full of water, chances are your P-trap may be full of water. Now, if just one side is full, say that this side is full and this side is not, what that tells you is that your clog is probably gonna be right here. Because as long as you can run water in this side and it drain out, but this side's not draining, that lets you know that the stoppage is right here. So what you would want to do at that point is put the bucket under it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my channel locks out, because what I would want to do at that point, if this is full of water, even if it's over to here, what I want to do is put this bucket under here and loosen that up. And I just want to loosen it up enough that the water starts coming out. What I'm trying to do is get all this water out of the pipe so when I take it apart, I don't make a mess under the kitchen cabinet. So we're gonna assume now that the water's leaked out. Now if the water tries to spray up or anything like this, if you loosen it too much, just tighten it back down a little bit and that'll slow it down. You don't wanna get in a big hurry here. If you try to get in a hurry, you can literally cause a mess and it could literally get expensive. Because if you get this wood too wet, it's gonna start buckling and then you're gonna have a problem. So we're gonna assume now that we've got all the water out. And what we're gonna do then is loosen it up on this side so that we can take this part of the continuous waste apart. So we loosen it up here, we've got it loose here, and we know that there's no water in it to this point because it's quit dripping. Now you may want to put a rag around here, or you may want to loosen this up, pull it apart, and turn it over before you loosen this one completely, just to make sure you get all this water out. Look in here, see if you have a clog here. Look down the drain. I have literally pulled straws, coffee grounds, eggshells, cabbage, rice, things like that out of these drains and the horizontal drains too, because stuff like that gets in there, it builds up and it creates a clog. Say that both your drains were full, but now we've got it drained out to here, so we've still got most of the water apart. But if both of them are full, chances are I'm not gonna take it apart right here. If the drain isn't here, now you're gonna want to put the bucket over under your P-trap. Now, this is a high dollar used bucket, and call me directly, we can work out a deal. I'll sell you these if you want them. To be honest, carry a little plastic bowl with you, carry a pot, old used pot or pan, something like that, anything that you can slide under here to catch the water. And remember, when you loosen that nut, if this starts to get full, you can always tighten that nut back up, pull your bucket out, and then go dump it outside. Don't just pour it back in the sink. As you can see, my bucket's too tall. So when I slide it, I've got to tilt it. So I want to make sure that I don't fill it up above halfway, because that way when I tilt it, I don't spill it. So once you get your bucket under here, you're going to do the same thing you did over here. You're going to loosen up your P-trap on both nuts. And one thing I like to do is actually do the back nut first. The reason being is it's lower. So if I loosen the back nut and I realize no water is coming out of it, that tells me that the stoppage is probably in my P-trap or in this T on the continuous waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. I drain everything out, and then I pull my P-trap out. Now, like I said, if I didn't have any water coming out of the back side, I know that the stoppage is here. So I want to keep that bucket up under there to catch any water to make sure that I don't have any problem. Then I want to look in my P-trap. If my P-trap's clear, then I want to take apart my T here, because that's where the stoppage could be. Once you get this apart, guys, make sure you look in every line. As you can see inside the continuous waste here, it's got a baffle to defer the water coming in the side and the water going down. A lot of times, this is where your stoppage will be. This is actually what comes out from the disposal, and as you can see, that little baffle right there creates a slight blockage, and that could cause a problem. So this is normally where you'll find most of your stoppages. So if your stoppage is not up here, say when you undid the nut in the back, water came out, you filled up your bucket twice, however much water you got out, that tells you that where this goes back into the wall, where the trap arm is, or whatever's there, that's all full of water, or was full of water. So now that you've got it out, where you unscrewed this from, back at the wall, some of you may not have it screwed in. This may be a piece of copper or chrome or brass, and it may be soldered in. So what you're gonna wanna do is either go to the box store and buy, they make a small attachment that you can put like on a cordless drill or on a drill. And what it is, it's a small handheld sewer machine. A lot of plumbers use these. If you're a plumber, you may wanna move up to the bigger ones. You know, different companies make them, but there are some really good handheld sewer machines, top sink machines, that you can use in a situation like that. If you're not having problems anywhere else in your house where this goes back into the wall and turns and then goes down into the drain, chances are your leak could be right here. Now, where you've pulled this out, if that doesn't handle it, that small one, then you may want to go to the box store and rent a larger sewer machine to actually clean out that arm. But this is something that you can do. Just be careful. Sewer machines can be very dangerous. They can be very messy. Make sure that you protect your cabinet and make sure you wear the right gloves. So I'm going to show you how I would go about putting this back together. It goes together just about as easy as it came apart. Slide everything back up into position. Snug up the nuts. Now you may not have to do it, but you may want to lay a level on here and make sure this has fall. This is supposed to drain back towards this T. That way this doesn't hold water, and when water does come in here, it helps wash out any food particles that may have gone down the drain. At this point, I go ahead and put the piece back here that goes back into the wall, and I line it up and just make sure that I've got it the right distance in. That way, whenever I tighten it up, it's right where it goes. If you're taking all this apart, go ahead and pick up some extra rings. I like these new ones. These are rubber, so they actually seal better. They used to be just a hard plastic, but they worked really well. Remember to put your nut on first, put your washer on, slide it up just a little bit, and this piece here is going to be already in right where you want it. You're going to slide it up and then tighten up these nuts too. Now that you've got all your nuts back on, everything's snugged up, remember to take your channel locks and just kind of go through and make sure everything's snug. You don't want to tighten this plastic nuts down too tight. They will crack and break, and it doesn't take a lot of pressure to get it snug enough that it won't leak on you. Guys, really that's all there is to unstopping a sink. Remember, check here first, see if you got one side or the other full. If just this side would have been full and not this side, that would let me know. And if I could pour water down here and run water, that would let me know that the stoppage is right here. Again, you're gonna take it apart, drain it down. You're gonna be real careful taking it apart there and unstopping it. Now remember, you get food particles, you get eggshells, you get rice, you get cabbage, lettuce, anything like that that you run down the disposal will clog this up. And especially if they get over on this side, it'll get really clogged up in this horizontal arm and down here in front of the baffle. Learning how to unclog a kitchen sink, there's really not a lot to it. Guys, the things to remember are, make sure that you get the water out of the sink before you start taking things apart underneath. I've done it myself. Try to drain the whole thing into a little bitty pan underneath, and you're spending a lot of trips going back and forth. Find a bucket, find something, drain that sink out, get as much water out of it as you can. It's gonna keep you from having problems down underneath. Now another thing too is, look outside. If this sink is on an external wall, there may be a wall clean out there. And if you take that clean out apart, the little handheld sewer machine that I told you about, you might be able to run it down through there. There could be something right there. Literally, we have run lines through the vent, through the wall clean out, and through the sink drain itself to get these problems solved. The one thing that I didn't tell you about, make sure that when you're done, you put your tools up. Put your tools up and clean up the mess. And that's a lot of things that people tell me all the time, hey, you skipped that part. Let me tell you what, when we go out on the job, we make sure that it's cleaner when we leave than it is when we get there. If this video helps you unstop your sink, please leave a comment down below and let us know. Let us know what part about it helped and where your leak was. So if it helps, we'd really like to find out. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber, and I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.